up? What is up? It's me. It's Key, and I am back. I'm in the building with another live stream. Coach Donte, 7200 second podcast, y'all. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? Donte, what's going on tonight, man?
Wow, I heard it all. What a way to start basketball season with the situation we about to get into. But
Oh, man. But before we get into it, make sure y'all go hit that subscribe and like button. Social medias is at the bottom. We live on Dante's all his social medias, Key in the building. We're on the Spotlight Sports Network. And make sure the network does have memberships now. So go ahead and sign up for your 99 cent a month package. You will get the loyalty badges next to the name, member shout outs, member live stream only. And we have a silver package as well, $199, member live streams, member shout outs, discounted merchandise before it drops to everyone else. Definitely get those perks. Make sure you hit the link and we'll definitely go and get it started. But the elephant in the room has begun, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get right into it. Again, the 7200 second podcast, the hottest topics in 7200 seconds in 2 hours. Ben Simmons. We just gonna get straight right into it. We'll get into the NFL, we get into everything else. But Ben Simmons, and I know some of the other Spotlight crew will definitely be on later, hopefully, to talk about Mr. Benjamin retarded ass Simmons. Donte, I'll let you go first, man. Ben Simmons arrived back in Philly, unannounced, just decided to come back, no nothing, no warning. He's outside of the Wells Fargo Center, and then he goes to practice unengaged. He don't want to talk to nobody. And now he gets suspended. Drop that knowledge.
Oh, I want to say thank you so much, Coach Spotlight, for the new setup. I really love it, man. I love it, man. But wow, what a day to start opening night. And this morning we have Ben Simmons kicked out of practice this morning. So let me break it down to you now. This is worse than the James Harden situation. This reminds me a little bit of it, but this is worse. At least James Harden had the audacity to get in the huddle with his teammates. At least he was professional and played games. He had a couple of good games. It didn't seem like it bothered him on the court a little bit, but we knew James Harden wanted out of there. But at least, even though he threw the ball at a couple of his teammates, but at least he was at practice, engaged at practice. But he had a cell phone. Yesterday, wasn't engaged. You see in that defensive drill on that video how he wasn't engaged. And then he had on the LSU Tiger shirt. That didn't sit right. He had on the LSU. He wasn't in full uniform. And then when you listen to the media guys from Philadelphia, they asked Doc Rivers a question. So Doc Rivers said they had a good conversation. And then if the conversation was good, why not put it out there? If the conversation was a good conversation between you and Ben Simmons, they knew he was not engaged. They knew he didn't want to be there. And Adrian Wojnarowski put it out there best. When I saw him. He said he's just out for the money. He has no intention in coming into Philadelphia and playing any type of basketball. He looks engaged. He doesn't want to be a part of this team. And Joel Embiid, I love what Joel Embiid said. We not out there to babysit anybody. We out there to work, to practice hard. We're not worried about a clown that doesn't want to be a part of this team, that doesn't want to put all this effort, that doesn't want to be professional. We ain't worried about what we're gonna do tomorrow night. We're worried about getting better. We're not here to babysit nobody. We're not worried about, I don't care about this man. Why should Joel Embiid care about someone that doesn't want to play for the city? First of all, any city you go to and they see you put up that damn performance the way you did in the playoffs, that goes for any city. Houston, damn sure LA is gonna blast you because you can't go to LA unless you're gonna win anything, unless you perform, and you damn sure gonna hear from LA. That goes for any city. So Ben Simmons is weak. He's a clown. He's weak-minded. He goes to any city. He's gonna any city's gonna turn on them if they see a performance. But to not have the audacity to get in the huddle with your teammates and not to be engaged, not to be a professional, just to show up because you know you're gonna be broke at some point because the fines was getting to you. That's a weak guy. That's unacceptable. And Philadelphia just needs, to me, if I was over this organization, he would not play another basketball game for me until we figure out how we can get this man up out of there. And really, it's two sides to everything. If you want to be, if you was to ask me, because you can also question: is Doc Rivers is also taking up for him? Does he doesn't want him gone? That's why they turned down two kind of trade offers. He doesn't. They probably trying to work it out. But why work something out with a guy that has no intention of playing any type of basketball for you guys? That's the take, and that's what a morning to start NBA basketball, man.
Exactly. The comment on Damian. Damian said it is not his fault, blaming on the team that didn't trade him. And when they wanted to trade him, they decided to scam other teams to trade him for a first round pick, knowing he's worth it. I get that. But at the same time, Daryl Morey did want something, didn't want just anybody in return. He did want another all-star caliber. I do agree the picks were too high. But at the same time, Ben Simmons was afraid because he knew he had to talk to the media today.
Yep.
He was afraid.
I forgot to bring that up. He was scheduled to talk to the media.
One, he did not want to talk to the media. He was too scared. He was too of a coward. He did not want to face the music. He don't want to man up to take accountability for himself. He don't want to get better. You're gonna blame. You're gonna play the victim role and blame your teammates for being too good. Yep. They're too good for me. What kind of mess? I've never heard some type of nonsense that a team is too good for me. Oh, they can't play to my style. Why do you think Joel Embiid has to play up at the top of the key so much? Because you're a point guard that don't know how to do the pick and roll. How are you supposed to do a pick and roll if you're not shooting or you're not rolling to the basket? Joel Embiid is a 7'3". He's supposed to be the most dominant big man in the paint. He's supposed to be in the paint where he's supposed to be, but he can't because you can't shoot a ball. You're a point guard. How are you a point guard and can't shoot? I don't understand that. You play the game of basketball to shoot. I never understood why are you playing the game if you don't shoot?
Yep.
That's the name of the game. You got to shoot. To stay in this league, you got to shoot the ball. You got to shoot the ball.
I believe today, and that's another reason, again, you said it best. Because I mentioned this to Coach Spotlight earlier in the group chat. In a Facebook message, Facebook message where we was all talking on all day. He was scheduled to talk to the media about 12:55. And they were going to ask him the tough questions. They were going to ask him that. And I believe you can make an argument. He got himself suspended because he didn't want to step into that. He wasn't engaged yesterday. So why not kick him out yesterday? He wasn't engaged yesterday either. So he didn't come to the Philadelphia with the intention of not playing any basketball. He come because he was losing money. And he wanted to save some of that money. Adrian Wojnarowski, them said it earlier. They said it best. He wanted to save some money. He did not come there in intentions to play basketball and to try to help and try to be a professional and so once you're there and the other guys are seeing you being professional and you're being engaged, they're gonna try their best to be engaged with you, no matter if you want to be there or not. But he's not even trying, and that goes for any city, LA, New York. Ben Simmons cannot play in those type of cities. Because you know why? The player, you keep having those playoff performance like that, you're gonna hear it from LA and New York. So stop it about the city. Why should he play for this city if the city don't want him? The problem is you're gonna be held accountable when you're not out there doing your goddamn job. That's the problem. That goes for any city, LA and New York. Those big market cities, they're gonna do the same too. So Ben Simmons might well get used to that.
It's not that we didn't want him here, Damian. The Sixers opened up his arms with him. Now, after year one, we saw what he can do. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be a future. He's a jump shot away from being a LeBron James 2.0. He has the athleticism. He has the defense. He can pass. He can do it all, but he cannot shoot the basketball. I keep telling y'all, the thing about Philadelphia fans, you gotta live here to know. Again, Philadelphia is this blue collar town. We determination. You gotta have heart. You gotta have grit. You can't teach heart. You gotta be aggressive. If it's not in here, you can't. What's up, Miss Berge? If it's not in here, you can't play in Philadelphia. You gotta have heart. You gotta have some heart to play in Philly. And yes, we're gonna boo you if you don't show us some effort. It's all about effort. You go out there each and every game. You do your best. You will not. The fans will be behind you 100%. But every year after year, you continue to regress. The fans are going to hear it. And by last year, by that playoff game, we was overbid. You played your hardest in February so you can get to the All-Star game. That's all you cared about. Oh, I'm a 3-time All-Star. Who cares? You don't have no championships behind that. You don't have no accolades behind that. If you really want to be technical, you shouldn't have been Rookie of the Year. That should have went to Donovan Mitchell. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
But you shouldn't have been Rookie of the Year. But you did what you did so you can get those nods. But you don't want to win a championship, because if that was the case, you would have went out there and played aggressive. I know we already knew you can't shoot the ball, but we just wanted you to be aggressive. Go to the rack. Work on your free throws. Get fouled. Look at Giannis. Prime example of that last game in the finals. Giannis can't shoot free throws either. But what did he do? He was 17 for 17 from the line. He went out there and said, I'm going to go to the rack. I'm going to be aggressive. And he put that team on his back. Something Joel Embiid had to do, because you didn't step up, Ben. You're supposed to be the second scorer. You're supposed to help out this team.
So I want to put this comment up there about Damian, and you said he's not a shooter. So again, give me one thing. How do you stay in the league longer? How do you stay in the league longer? By doing one thing, by not playing no defense. We understand he's a good defender, but give me, and Miss Key knows this because she's a basketball coach. We all know. Give me a reason why do players stay in the league longer? Because they can do just this one thing. And what is that, Miss Key?
You gotta shoot the ball. Hell, Dennis Rodman couldn't shoot the ball. Look, Dennis Rodman didn't shoot either, but when he had to, he did. He was a rebounding monster. He was a defense monster. But when he had to shoot, he wasn't afraid to do it.
Think about it. Dirk Nowitzki stayed in the league 20 years. Kobe Bryant stayed in the league 20 years. Vince Carter stayed in the league 20 years. Gilbert Arenas, he couldn't shoot worth down when he first came in the league. Look what he turned out to be. And why? Because he worked. These guys worked on their shooting. Lonzo Ball wasn't a great jump shooter. He improved. He shot 40% because he was in the gym and working.
Yep.
DeMar DeRozan can't shoot, but he will shoot. He will shoot. At least he will do it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Lonzo Ball shoots 40% from the three-point line now because he's out there working on a jump shot, something that Ben Simmons not. But he want to act a pain in the ass and want to come to practice, don't want to practice, don't want to put effort in. That's why people are gonna continue to get on his behind, and that's why whatever city he's go to in any big moment in the playoffs, he doesn't shoot the ball. It's gonna hurt them as well. It's gonna hurt them as well until they realize, hey, this guy doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't want to put the work in, and the guy's just being a counselor right now. And them Sixers people, you can see when they was talking to the media, they trying to block it out. Steph Curry, DeAndre Drummond, they said we don't focus on Ben Simmons. We're not worried about what he does. We're not worried about what he does, but when he does do it, we're gonna work with him. But they're trying to block it out. But they know what's going on. They know he's not engaged. They know that Doc Rivers came out and said it. Did they feel like Ben Simmons was engaged today? He said, I feel like he wasn't today. I feel like he wasn't engaged today. He wasn't engaged yesterday either. He wasn't in. So Ben Simmons wait till he had to talk to the media. He knew he had to talk to the media today. And then Doc Rivers decided to kick him out today on his when his press conference was, he decided to kick him out. So that was just a coward move by Ben Simmons. And Doc Rivers needs to stop protecting this guy, because I think Doc Rivers is doing all he can to try to make it work. And they know it's not working, and time is running out in Philadelphia. They need to make a decision on this guy.
And he got kicked out because Doc had to tell him twice
to do drills.
Some drills. Like,
yes. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
What are we in middle school, high school? No, coach, I don't want to do this. Like, how are you going to tell your boss no? For real. I don't want to do this.
He flat out didn't want to do a drill. He asked him two times. He don't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He wasn't engaged yesterday. He rarely wanted to get on the court yesterday on that defensive drill. So I mean, I'm just saying, if I was a GM, he would not play another basketball game with me. I would not have him at another practice until you figure out a situation about Ben Simmons. That's just me. You don't want to have a cancer around the guys that's trying to work hard, that wants to win. You don't want to have that guy in your locker room that's not engaging with teammates. At least, like I said, James Harden engaged with teammates. At least he got out there and played basketball. He was out there playing good basketball until we found a trade party. And next thing you know, he called out the teammates, said we weren't good enough. Next day, he got what he wanted. But at least he went out there and he was engaged and he was out there playing basketball.
Honestly, I thought he was going to pull a Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined type of deal. Like, I thought he was going to pull one of those type of moves, but he didn't even do that. He pulled some old slick stuff. He probably was texting his agent like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Yep. I don't know what I'm about to do. What should I do? Do I talk to this media? I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to say nothing. Like
he ducked everything. He ducked the media. He knew he was talking to the media at 12:55. He ducked the media. He had his cell phone in his pocket, probably talking to Rich Paul, and said, what should I do? Should I be engaged or not? That's what he found out. He found a great way to duck. And what a time for Doc Rivers just to kick him out of practice. If I was Doc Rivers and I knew he had to talk to the media, I probably wouldn't have kicked him out. I would have let him talk to the media. But any 30 coaches in this league would have kicked Ben Simmons out for what he did today. And the media just was asking Doc Rivers. I mean, he said the media guy asked Doc Rivers this question and said, if the guy doesn't want to be here, if he's not engaged, why have him here? And Doc Rivers responds, because he's a good player. Fuck that. I don't care how good you is. I don't care how much money you're making. If you're not engaged, you're not going to be a part of this team. You're not going to be a part of this facility. And some league meets, when I heard that Doc Rivers is trying to protect them a little bit more than we all think he's really trying to work things out. That's what made me think about Doc Rivers the organization is trying to work it out, but Ben Simmons does not want that. So why not just move on and keep him away from the team, keep him away from practice, and to find out which trade scenario you want. That's the best thing right now, because you got to feel him. The more he's around this team, the more he's at practice. How many times he's not going to be engaged? How many times you may have to kick this guy out of practice? How many times every time this guy talks to the media, he's going to duck and dodge? You don't know that. So that's not a good looking feeling right now. That's not a good look. I don't like that about Ben Simmons.
So Damon got this question. All right, let me ask y'all. Say if he shoots and sucks in the game, would y'all still be booing him or wanting him out of the city, or would y'all be okay with it? If Ben was to flat out say, you know what, y'all, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I should have done better. If he would have came out and at least said some type of apology and hold some type of accountability and went out there and played basketball, I feel like the city probably would embrace him a little bit more, maybe give him another shot, maybe he's serious, but he can't even do that.
He can't even do that. He didn't want to talk to the media. He ducked the media today. Come on now. He knew they were going to ask him the tough questions. He ducked the media. He plain ducked the media today.
I didn't want to come in and just mess up y'all layout. So that's why I came on the audio. Yeah. I'm liking this right now.
You good, y'all. We got to be in the building.
Now Mitch comes in and messes up the overlay.
No, you good.
Oh my goodness.
Watch Mitch comes in and messes the same. Now he messes up the background. Jesus Christ!
You might as well just come on in.
I gotta make a three. I gotta make a 3 overlay one. Let me change it for y'all because I'm so upset. I worked hard. I worked hard on this overlay, man. Mitch, you're not money making Mitch. You're not money making Mitch anymore. Absolutely not.
Wow.
Damn it, man. Now I gotta cam up because I gotta make sure this looks correctly. Jesus Christ. Now, before I get into Damian, it's a lot of things that's wrong with Ben Simmons outside of shooting the basketball. Let's just make that clear. Number one. Number two, yes, don't get me wrong. He's a great defender.
Yes.
I give him.
We agree to that.
But this is a guy that definitely does not have the drive to the basket and take a bump. He does not want to go to the basket and take physicality because how you backing down on Trae Young, you spin off for him and you pass it to Matisse Thybulle in a double team. How does that make you great, bro? The fact is that is another thing. He doesn't. I understand that he doesn't want to shoot, but if you're wide open, take the shot.
Yes.
That we're not asking him to be a LeBron James or Seth Curry or a Klay Thompson or a Ray Allen of the world. We just asking him to try. But now all this stuff going on with him getting suspended, and now $1.4 million is coming out in fines. That's the reason why he came back. He came back for the money. He did not come back for a purpose to win a championship. He did not come back to the Sixers to make camaraderie with his teammates. He did not even apologize to his teammates. He even refused his teammates to come out. His teammates was going to fly to LA to go talk to Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons turned them away. So if I am Joel Embiid, if I am Tobias Harris, if I am every member of the Philadelphia 76ers right now, I wouldn't speak to Ben Simmons, and I think Ben Simmons should not play the rest of the year. That's just my opinion.
That's what I said. I just said that.
So, all right, so let me cam back down now.
I'm sorry.
What's going on, reacting with Brandon?
Damn it, Mitch.
Congrats on 6K again. But I was just on a recorded podcast with this guy named Terrace Eccles. Shout out to you. He's a Ben Simmons fan. Okay.
Lord. Hey, tell him to come over here to the Spotlight Sports Network.
He's a bisexual.
He's a bisexual.
Let me finish. He's a fan of his game and all that.
What game?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. But what game?
I'm helping this guy like so much, but he just whatever happened today. What happened today just like changed his whole mind. Like he can't stand what he did, but he respects what he did on the court before this last season. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I get that. That's good. Can you imagine if you're a Ben Simmons fan and defend what he did today? Because the guy who I'm friends with now, who we're in close contact with, he doesn't like what Ben Simmons did today. So think about that. Think about the Ben Simmons fans, right? Are now don't like him because of what happened today. Just think about that.
I still got a question.
I'm sure there's still somebody out there that's wanting to take
why he's a Ben Simmons fan. What makes him a Ben Simmons fan? That's my question.
It's how he idolized his game after. Like he had the same exact thing, like with the defense side of the ball. He plays for Syracuse.
What game? You idolize your game off of Ben Simmons that a guy that. Let me calm down again. Let me calm down again.
Darian hates me right now. Congrats on 6K again. I'm gonna keep on saying that until you're like.
I appreciate the 6K, but damn. But damn.
You
But
knew
it's
something.
just like
All right, so Prince Sean says, "What did Ben Simmons do?" I know because Prince Sean
what's
don't
up,
really.
Sean? How you doing, man?
Prince Sean really don't be up with the Ben Simmons stuff. So basically, he came back to Philadelphia. He showed up. He didn't practice, and Doc Rivers kicked him out. And now he's getting fined $1.4 million just to make it short.
I mean, something was wrong with Ben Simmons the day that, like, again, he couldn't lead LSU to the college NCAA
NIT or
tournament.
the national tournament.
He couldn't lead them to the
You
national
want me to
tournament.
invite him? I can
And
text his number right now.
and
I
he
can
didn't-
text him if you
He
guys
didn't even
want
want
to.
this man, like Ben said, didn't want to go to class. He rarely wanted to even go to class, like Ben said. But I mean, the audacity not to get in the huddle with your teammates, and Doc Rivers taking up for this man and wants this man to be there for a guy that showed no intention of being there, no intention of practicing, having the media speak for him. And that's another reason he could have been ducking and wanted to get himself suspended. He knew he had to talk to the media. He knew the tough questions were gonna come sooner or later. And I love every bit of what Joel Embiid said. We're not there to babysit this guy. We're not there to babysit a guy that don't want to be a part of this team. And we got great chemistry. We working hard with the guys that wants to be there. And he came out and said, I don't care about this man. Why should he care about the man that's only there just to collect the goddamn paycheck? That's it, because he knows he was losing. He know he was getting ripped up out his pockets. Why should these guys care? So if I'm the Darren Moore and GM, if I'm Doc Rivers, right now, I would not let Ben Simmons play another basketball game. I would not let him play no more basketball games, not let him come attend any more practices until you figure out a situation.
If I'm an NBA team, after this, I would not pick him up. If I'm an NBA team.
Yep.
Honestly, I think his career is done. He might as well play overseas because nobody's going to want to pick this up. Nobody's going to want to pick him up.
Nobody's going to want him overseas.
You never know who might want him overseas. You never know.
China team,
Lithuania.
But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know this don't have nothing to do with Ben Simmons, but this is crazy to see Rondo, LeBron James, AD, and Carmelo all on the floor at the same damn time. This is a bunch of BS, man. Jesus Christ!
You can't be mad at me.
And there's another one that's messing up the overlay.
You can't be mad at me anymore.
I put it half of the banana boat.
Now they're gonna need Ben Gay and Icy Hot at every game.
And muscle relaxer.
What's going on, Robert? From the Philly Sports Podcast, and we just getting rid of talking and blasting Ben Simmons.
What a great day to start off in NBA basketball with that nonsense that Ben Simmons pulled.
It's just getting ridiculous at this point. Like I'm already losing like what hair I have left on my top of my head.
I mean, Adrian Wojnarowski said it best. The man literally there collected a damn paycheck. That's what he did.
And I said this and I think I don't know if I told Mitch this. I feel like he only cares about his esports org. I think that's all he cares about, living in LA in his esports org.
Wait, Robert, I told you that. But anyway, dude, you're right. Like seriously, something's gone into Ben Simmons' head.
I think it's just for me. I feel like he's like joined that esports org. I really did fuck up.
I know exactly what's wrong with Ben Simmons. He's a spoiled freaking brat. He cannot get his way. His parents spoiled him as a child, and that he was the only child, from what I remember. I don't know if they have kids now, but I feel like Ben Simmons is a spoiled brat. He think he could get what he wants, and that's not happening in the NBA. Sorry, put your big boy pants on and stop being a wuss.
Exactly, and the fact that you had Joel Embiid coming out blasting you on live, I don't know if it's live television or YouTube, but saying
it was a media day during their practices.
Yes, it was media. He blasted them in the media and straight up said, "I don't care about that man." And why should he give a damn about someone that doesn't have no intentions to engaging in practice in the defensive drill? How can a coach tell you twice, Ben, get out here, and he refused to get the fuck up, He refused to get the hell up on the floor.
Exactly.
Doc Rivers told Doc Rivers told
God damn, I heard the
twice.
Donte on a 7,200 second podcast.
I mean, this stuff kind of like this, like because I'm a heavily and basketball is on my heart. It makes me upset when I see a selfish teammate like that, and when a coach has to tell you Ben Simmons get on the court, and he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. That is just so petty right there. He does not. He refused to get on the court. Then you come on the floor with a goddamn LSU sweat hoodie on, whatever the hell it was, and they have that's being disrespectful right there. Not being in practice uniform right there.
And Donte, not to mention that, he also practiced with a cell phone in his pocket too.
No, I'm done with Iverson vlogs, bro. I'm done.
I bet you play better than Ben. I'll take him.
Hold on. Did you guys see what Allen Iverson posted on Instagram a couple days ago?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ben Simmons thing. I'm looking at it now.
He said,
yes,
follow God's
that's true,
plan.
Damien. He's going to go to the big three.
Follow God's plans and execute, little bro. And the comments here are, whew.
Well, I mean, everybody's going to see it from a different perspective. Everybody's not going to see it from our perspective. Allen Iverson sees it from he's a former 76er, so he's going to see it from a different perspective.
Did y'all hear what Adam Silver said about it?
No.
I heard a little bit, but I didn't hear much about it.
All right, here you go.
Thank you so much. So I'm just going to dive right in, Commissioner. Ben Simmons, he was suspended for the season opener by the 76ers. What feedback have you been getting from teams and from owners as this trend of star players signing a contract and then deciding to simply not participate or do the bare minimum when they want out? What are you hearing from teams and owners on that?
I think it depends on the longevity of the team, personnel, or owner in the league. I mean, for those who've been at this a long time, as I have, this is nothing new, frankly, in the league, unfortunately. I mean, there's storied players over many decades who've held out of contracts, didn't go to the team that drafted them, held out of training camp, etc. So I don't really see it as being sort of the modern day issue many people are painting it to be. On the other hand, it's something you never like to see as a league. That, I think for Ben, I think what people are suggesting is that this early in his contract is highly unusual to be holding out in the way he is. But again, both sides have rights as a result of holding out. He's some combination of not being paid and being fined on top of that. And so it's an unfortunate situation. And obviously there's a reason why we have contracts in this league. If everybody just complied according to handshakes, you wouldn't need those documents. And so then when you have situations like this, people of course turn to the contract and expect players to honor it from their standpoint, and players expect teams to honor contracts. And that's ultimate. And incidentally, just even watching your show earlier today and hearing from some of the players, it's not just about management or ownership versus the player. Players in this league, as you know, make moves based on where they think other players are going to be. And so there's a reliance issue for everyone involved and an expectation. It doesn't mean that behind the scenes, players and management don't have discussions about potentially moving. And of course, teams have the ability to trade players, but that's part of what they sign up for when they get their guaranteed contract.
And now I am
And that was Adam Silver. So, I mean, he really didn't say much about it only because, we got contracts and they got to honor it. That's bullcrap.
That is some.
Get rid of him. Point blank period.
I mean, he has a point there that the players, even on the players' side of it, Ben Simmons have to honor what he signed when it came to that extension. Right. Oh my God, why are they showing freaking Dwight Howard agate behind? But I can't say the actual word. That's why I said agate. But still,
oh my God,
yeah. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to, I think both sides have to honor the contract. But if the player wants out, that means the player is not honoring the contract. That's what the issue is. The player's not honoring the contract. The player asked for the trade. So you really can't say management has to honor the contract when the player really wants out after signing the contract. So Adam Silver, you could tell by all the stuttering that he was doing, he could put all the full details out there.
Right. Oh, David Stern probably has been like, you know what, David Stern probably would have put it in Ben Simmons' butt.
No, David Stern probably would have vetoed any trade that Ben Simmons would have went to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he did Chris Paul to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But anybody else got anything to say about Ben before we move on? Because we can't have this whole 2 hours be about Ben.
Every time I hear Ben Simmons' name, it just gives me a headache.
Right.
I have 4 headaches today, man. And Ben Simmons was the main reason why I had headaches.
But there was some basketball today, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA did officially start, and the Milwaukee Bucks did get their rings, and there was rings that's also pretty, and everything else. And the Milwaukee Bucks did go out there and beat the Brooklyn Nets. They did beat them 127-104. Giannis like self as usual. Giannis 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Middleton with 20. Pat Connaughton came off the bench and had 20.
I totally forgot about my lineup. See, this is why I can't do basketball. I totally forgot about my lineup, man.
I only had Giannis playing tonight.
I'm pissed that Jrue Holiday got hurt. I'm fucking pissed.
No, he got a game winner.
Holiday got hurt. He hurt his heel.
Maybe he's not coming back.
On the net side, Patty Mills had 21 points off the bench. James Harden, 20. Nicholas Claxton, 12. KD, 11 rebounds, 32 points. Patty Mills going to be that difference maker for the Nets with no Kyrie. Because he scored 21 points off that bench. But do y'all think, watching this game, do you think the Nets miss Kyrie?
No. Honestly, I don't think
so.
I don't really think they miss him a lot. I would say he will be a great asset to have, but I think with James Harden and Katie alone, and with the other few pieces, Patty Mills, a big addition, I believe. He went 7? I believe he was perfect from the 3-point line tonight. He's going to be a big piece. LaMarcus Aldridge, I don't like the way how he looked out there. Paul Millsap didn't play too much. Bruce Brown didn't play too much either. So it looked like they didn't play their bench a lot. Claxton looks like a pretty good above the rim player. Every time James Harden do a pick and roll, he throws an alley-oop or he decides to shoot the floater. But it's going to be a struggle on the defensive side all year long for the Brooklyn Nets. They're not going to be able to play too much defense, and they're going to be able to stop too many teams. They're going to be able to score. But to say I really don't think they will be missing Kyrie Irving too much, but he will be a great asset for them to have down the stretch on a championship playoff run. But right now, not worried about Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn is going to be fine. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have a chip on their shoulder to win the championship last year, and then to come in and still hear that Brooklyn is still the favorites. That's got to be. You can tell that Milwaukee think of this game as a statement game. Giannis still look like himself with that long stride going to the rim, playing bully basketball. Jrue Holiday is a big difference, even though he hurt his heel. Pat Connaughton off the bench, sparking the whole night with his defensive effort. Brook Lopez can protect the rim as he got further along in the league. He started to know how to protect the rim pretty decent. Then Chris Middleton is a great shot creator. He's a great defender as well. So as it going down the road, I think it may come down to those two teams. I think this is maybe a statement game for Milwaukee and Brooklyn. They would love to have Kyrie Irving, but I just don't think they're going to miss him. I think they're going to be fine with James Harden and with Kevin Durant, two dynamic players, two top 10 players in this league. I think they got enough with Patty Mills coming off that bench, filling them up, give you consistent shooting. I think they're going to be fine.
Mitch.
Sorry, I completely lost track of TikTok. TikTok.
I was about to go, and then Mitch just went. I don't know what he's doing. He's in la la land over there, man.
It's TikTok. I have a problem. Everyone knows this about me. So what's up?
You think the Mets gonna miss
My
Kyrie?
name is my name
Oh, I
is
said no in
Mitch.
the beginning.
My name is Mitch, and I am addicted to TikTok.
I am, Robert. I'm sending you TikToks in the past. Like I have a problem. I'll admit it. But seriously though, Kyrie, he's just what's the word I'm thinking? He's a distraction. I mean, on the court, he can do his thing, but once you have James Harden and Kevin Durant there, I mean, I think he's just fine.
How?
Yikes.
No, James Harden's a
Just
top 10
don't
player.
please ignore it. Please just ignore it. Can we just talk? Can we just talk about do the Nets miss Kyrie? Just ignore it.
I say no.
I say yes.
Okay.
I think they miss Kyrie. I mean, even though Patty Mills is a good acquisition, don't get me wrong, but I think they miss his ball handling ability. I think they miss his pick and roll ability. I think they miss his scoring ability when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets. Now it showed tonight that we know that the Bucks have a better guard play than the Brooklyn Nets, and it makes me feel like I might have to put the Bucks over the Nets in the East just because of their guard play. And Kyrie Irving makes it difficult for a lot of these teams the way he plays and how he drives to the basket. And I think they're missing 25 points off their basketball team from the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, it's just sad that, things with the way they went. But at the end of the day, I still think the guard play as far as replacements, none of them guards are replacing Kyrie Irving. That's just my opinion.
That's facts.
That is actually facts. I'm being completely honest. That's facts. I'm giving you Iverson vlogs. That's a good one. Yep. My friend
Mitch is more addicted to TikTok than Ben Simmons is to money in his cars. I believe that too. That is a fact.
I don't think the Nets are going to miss Kyrie because here's the thing: because you got, like Donte said, I mean, you got James Harden, Kevin Durant. I mean, you got some decent players off the bench, but the problem is that they can't, play defense worth a damn. But I mean, Patty Mills, decent acquisition. Looked pretty decent tonight. That's like Mitch said. Kyrie can do his thing on the court, but off the court, it's a whole different ball game with Kyrie. Like he can disappear for a handful of weeks at a time. Like say, do this, do that. Like it's like he's just like a distraction to the Brooklyn Nets because you guys still got guys who like Harden and KD. Yes, they're getting older, but I mean they can still produce, at the age that they're at this point in their careers.
I mean, you have a point there, but look at the supporting cast they have without Kyrie Irving. I don't think Blake Griffin can come in and take those Kyrie points. I don't think Blake Griffin could do that. No. I don't think Patty Mills scored 20 points, but can Patty Mills do that on a consistent basis?
No, he's
that's the question.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the only thing they're missing is a point guard that can actually score on a consistent basis. Now, Kyrie can average 25 points a night and give you 10 assists and a few rebounds. So I think they're just missing guard play. They're missing a scoring point guard.
I missed the beginning of the game. Sorry to cut you off, but I missed the beginning of the game. So was James Harden at point guard in the beginning? He started off as point guard?
Yeah, but I don't think, see, this is my thing.
He's not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
I know he's not, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, he probably started at point.
Yeah,
he did. No, I think he probably started at the 2 because Patty Mills started, didn't he?
No, Patty Mills came off the bench.
He came off the bench.
Oh, yeah, for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
No, James Harden started at point guard. He was the lone point guard.
So it was
Joe Harris. You had KD. You had KD. You had Claxton and Blake Griffin. That was the starting lineup.
I don't know who Claxton is, but whatever.
Nicholas Claxton.
Nicholas Claxton.
I don't know who he is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who the hell Nicholas Claxton is. I never heard his name until now. I'm just saying. But like I said, Kyrie Irving is supposed to be a part of that big 3. And that big 3 is supposed to score between 25 and 30 points. And then you have your supporting cast. Now you have a big 2, and you put more on Kevin Durant that has multiple injuries in the last couple of years. And now you put a toll on him with James Harden. Got to put a toll on him now, knowing that he had bad hamstrings it just takes now they got a lot. They got a lot to handle now that Kyrie's not there. So now they're gonna be more injury prone if James Harden can't play a full season or Kevin Durant can't play a full season. And if one of them goes out, then one of them gonna have to carry the team without having Kyrie. So it just kind of sucks at that point.
Yeah, the Nets really don't got no deep bench either, because Landry Shamet, he with the Suns now.
Yep.
Oh my God! You just add more shooting with him and Devin Booker. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
So it's like if one of them go down, like you said, the Nets is going to look like an 8th seed team.
Exactly.
But the Lakers is winning in the first quarter right now. No surprise in there. Westbrook has 0 points. He's 0 for 3 from the 3-point. No, he's 0 for 3 from the field. 0 for 1 from the 3-point. And he has an assist so far.
He has 0 points, just like his jersey.
And he has 1 turnover.
I am not surprised. 1 turnover, 6 turnovers for the night. One down, 5 to go for Westbrook.
AD's already 6 for 11 with 14 points.
And LeBron just had a crazy fadeaway shot. So the Lakers are up 36-32.
Are they gonna? Let me ask you this about the Lakers: is everyone on that team gonna finish the 82-game season?
Probably not.
Is it really the question is it really an 82-game season? Because this is pretty late in the year to start.
I think it's still an 82-game season.
Now it starts by their time. The NBA
it always starts around here. Yeah.
No, the NBA usually starts towards the end of October.
End of October, they starting it early. Yeah, it started at least at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually because I remember
the foul and one by Steph Curry.
Because I feel like the basketball NBA most times not can usually start a little bit later in October from what I remember. But this is way too early to start. But I know it's probably going to be an 82-game season. But with the way the Lakers are, it's like, I don't think that team is probably. I know one player's probably go down. They're probably going to have. I mean, who knows with this team? That team
Howard with his first foul. Ha!
That's all he seemed to do when he get in is foul somebody.
But that was our NBA talk. NBA is back. Definitely tomorrow will be a lot more games. Sixers go up against the Pelicans. Who needs Ben Simmons? Joel Embiid said it best. They spaced the floor.
That's a decent guard play.
He said we spaced the floor so much better. I don't know if y'all heard him say that, but he said the floor spacing is good.
Hey, look, now you got Tyrese Maxey to help out with that spacing because you got some decent guard. Like that's the what, and Darian said it best. Like if we didn't have Ben, the fact that we're not going to have Ben Simmons, the fact
it's going to be 5-on-5 back.
Exactly, it makes it.
Hold on, is Tyrese Maxey starting or is it Shake?
Shake is hurt.
We don't know.
We might see more Isaiah Joe tomorrow.
Starting 5. I won't even guess the starting 5 until the actual game comes out.
Exactly.
I think Tyrese is going to be in that starting lineup. It's or Doc might decide to throw Court Miles in there, but I think we might see more Isaiah Joe tomorrow because it's no Shake Milton's hurt, so we might see Isaiah Joe, and he's definitely going to, like Mitch said, going to be that X factor on that Sixers bench, but. That was the NBA portion. Again, we got a lot more things to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to stick around for some NFL and everything else. But then we're going to talk about some topics in the NFL. That's, if y'all want to stay on. If not, I understand if y'all got to roll out. But let's talk about this game last night between the Bills and Tennessee. Why does Derrick Henry always stiff-arming somebody from Buffalo?
Why did oh my God, we all picked the Bills to win.
That is crazy. We all picked the Bills, but Derrick Henry, man oh man, we got to run down his numbers. 3 touchdowns, 145 yards, and the last couple games he's been averaging at least 140 yards. Is Derrick Henry the best running back in the league right now?
Pass.
Absolutely.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I don't need.
I mean,
absolutely.
What do you mean?
He is. I think he will get more than 2,000. I think he will get more than 2,000 yards this year. I think he'll get 2,100.
I'm gonna say
He's
this
on that pace. Like he's on that pace.
Donnie, you already know.
They had about 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns last night, if I'm not mistaken.
He had 3.
Jesus Christ! Whoever had him in fantasy and whoever won money on the sports book, good luck with that. Because I should have betted on Derrick Henry. I should have betted on him, but it was so late. I totally forgot to put the bet in. But yeah, he's the best running back in football. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I don't care.
Derrick Henry is
I don't
up
care
here.
who's the leading rusher right now.
Derrick
Henry's the best running back.
Derrick Henry is up here, and everybody here is down here. Derrick Henry is the big brother to everybody.
What I can say about this Monday night game, can I just say something about the Tennessee Titans real quick? Why would you try the Music City Miracle again? Why? And it felt terribly. It was so embarrassing. Oh my God. And then the Bills try to do their own version of the Philly special.
I mean, it worked.
It worked, but it wasn't as special as what the Eagles did it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Not the second time.
No.
But no, Derrick Henry in the last 5 games, 35 carries, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. 28 carries, 113 yards. 33 carries, 147, a touchdown. 29 yards, 133 touchdowns. And then last night, 20 carries, 143, and 3 touchdowns. Like
damn.
Nobody's stopping Derrick Henry. Saquon can't stop him. He's hurt. Christian McCaffrey, he's hurt. Nick Chubb, he's hurt. Like, no.
Like, no. He's a cheat code at this point.
He's one of those players that even if he's 99 overall and you still put the sliders up.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he would be in the running for the MVP, in my honest opinion.
And you know what though? I think he's going to get robbed out of the MVP because it's so much of a quarterback driven league.
Yeah.
He's going to get, if he doesn't get the MVP this year, I just don't understand the voting. Understand it's a quarterback-driven league, but you still have running backs, you still have wide receivers, you still have other positions that could get MVP.
Yep.
I'm saying this right now. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Dak Prescott's up there for MVP. I can't believe I said that.
Well, he won't. Well, he's not up there as far as Tom Brady and Derek Carr, because Tom Brady and Derek Carr is 1 and 2 in top passing right now.
I'm talking about
you gotta put Brady up there, even though it's sad to say, but you gotta put Brady up there. He's the only quarterback. He's the only quarterback with 2,000 yards through 7 weeks.
And what about Josh Allen? Him up there or no?
Josh Allen is in the top 10 in passing, but he's not top 5. I know it was Brady, Carr, Stafford. Darn,
Josh Allen only had 17, 23, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks
too.
Kyler
Murray's up there, but I think numbers wise, he doesn't have more numbers than Carr and Brady right now.
JJ Watt almost won MVP the year that he had the 19 sacks and a half. But you're going to give it to the quarterback.
We're not going to talk about how defensive players don't win MVP.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's another stigma in itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true too. Like,
listen, if that was the case, you could put Trayvon Diggs up there for all the interceptions that he's doing.
Oh yeah, he's gonna break Howard's record. He's definitely gonna break Howard. He already had 7 interceptions. Howard had 10, and I think 3 or 4 of them he took back to the house. Definitely Trayvon Diggs, man. Don't throw nothing near him.
I just want to say about Kyler Murray real quick. With the addition of Zach Ertz, I think Kyler Murray's going to be even better because he's got a good tight end to throw to.
Well, let's just see how it works out. But this is the thing that I saw last night about that. Now, J.J. Watts and Zach Ertz wives play on the same soccer team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now J.J. Watt and Zach Ertz plays on the same football team. That is ridiculous, yo.
Double D.
That's insane.
Like, what the hell, man? They just all athletes all around. I need an athlete wife. Where y'all at? Jesus Christ. I need to be like y'all.
Yeah, so right now it's Tom Brady, it's Derek Carr, it's Patrick Mahomes, Stafford, Prescott is 5, Herbert, Cousins, Kyler Murray, and then it's Josh Allen.
Honestly, I'll have Mahomes like 4 because how many interceptions has he thrown? The last game
He
against
got
Washington,
about 8 interceptions, but
he
he
does
still.
not look
But you,
good this
but you
season,
got to
and I
think
have him
about
in
it.
fantasy.
You gotta think about it. Patrick Mahomes is a favoritism quarterback in this league, just like another Tom Brady. He's favoritism. But if he gets double-digit interceptions, I don't see him winning any MVP. Absolutely not.
Lamar Jackson, even though he runs the ball.
Lamar Jackson's up there for MVP, but I don't think his numbers is top 10, if I'm not mistaken, Key.
It's not.
Hold on. He was.
I actually asked my friend this the other day.
No, he is 10. He is 10.
Oh, Lamar Jackson is 10. Okay, so he is in the top 10.
I asked my friend this. Hypothetically, if Lamar Jackson was the Eagles quarterback, would he run the ball right now?
Yes.
Yes.
He be doing the same stuff. He be doing the same stuff Jalen doing.
He won't listen. The thing about this, Jalen Hurts is listening to Nick Sirianni, and Lamar Jackson will be like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna run the ball. Forget what Nick Sirianni called."
Yeah.
I mean, Stafford.
I'm an audible.
Matt Stafford would have been. It's a surprise to me that he's up there for the MVP, in my honest opinion.
Who, Matthew Stafford?
He has a good team around him.
No, yeah, as I'm saying, I know that, but I'm just saying the fact that looks like he's getting even better. Despite
because he's around a proper team. That's what happens.
That's the thing. That's why I feel that if you look at the Detroit Lions franchise, they would not let Barry Sanders go anywhere.
Yeah,
they wouldn't let Megatron go anywhere, but y'all let Stafford go. That's weird to me. That's really weird to me. Yeah. And I just feel like Megatron could have went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl. And now Matthew Stafford, later on in his career, playing the best of his career, could possibly win a Super Bowl. It's crazy how the Rams look good with Matthew Stafford. It's just crazy.
Barry Sanders and Megatron literally had to retire because Lions didn't want to let him go anywhere.
Yeah, their ownership is complete trash.
That's how Barry Sanders ended his career.
He ended it in his prime. That's
in
the
his
sad
prime
part.
early 9 years. He only played 9 years. Same as Megatron. They ended in their primes because the organization didn't want to let him go nowhere else to win.
All right, I have to go. I'll talk to you all later.
All right, man.
Now, hold up. Now you come in and mess up the overlay and you talking about you gotta go. Get out of here, man.
Wow.
I'll see you on Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow for Fadeaway Podcast and Crown Jewel
I'll catch you
on Thursday.
Right.
Crown Jewel. Good card, I guess, but
I'm gonna talk my shit. I ain't gonna be like Mount Blue. I'm gonna talk my shit.
All right, catch you all.
All right.
And that's another thing too. It's like the fact, and with Megatron, because I did a video on Megatron too, like how he's willing to end the beef with the organization. Like the fact that they gave him the 1.6 million signing bonus, but he wants them to force it to pay him back after they made, which is absolute ridiculous.
The Ford family got way more than some $1.3 million that you just go beg for that back. Is y'all that broke? Seriously.
Well, no, we do have some topics here. Some of them we already got into. We talked about Derrick Henry being the best running back. We talked about how Zach Ertz fit for the Cardinals. Are the Cleveland Browns in trouble?
Yes.
This is tough, man. They played two tough teams. And I can't say they are in trouble because they went to the wire with the Chargers. It really exposed the Chargers of how bad their defense is at that time. They play Arizona. That's a high-power offense. Nick Chubb is out for a second straight game, which he won't be playing Thursday night. Kareem Hunt might be on IR. So
OBJ's out.
OBJ, we all know ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new with OBJ. I'm not even considering him a best wide receiver in the league anymore. So his years is over, in my opinion. They're just banged up. I wouldn't say panic. They just banged up. How the Browns is they run the football effectively with Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Now you don't have that either of them in the backfield. It's going to be hard for Baker Mayfield to run play action when you don't have a running game. And it showed against Arizona and it showed against the LA Chargers. So I want to say no, they wouldn't panic. Do I think they still make the playoffs? Probably as a wild card. Honestly, I do see 3 teams from the NFC North making the playoffs, and that would be Baltimore, that would be Cincinnati Bengals, and I will see the Cleveland Browns. All 3 will make the playoffs, in my opinion. Pittsburgh is at the bottom of the barrel. Even though they won on Sunday night, I still don't care for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I could say 50-50. They're in panic mode because of the division, but they not in panic mode because of the division, because it depends on how the second half of the season starts for Cincinnati and Baltimore. So, I mean, you just never know.
I would say they in trouble just because you got Kareem Hunt, you got Chubb out, Baker Mayfield is someone banged up as well, someone banged up a little bit as well. You got OBJ, who we was talking about a couple of years ago was probably one of the top receivers in football. He's not anymore. He's out. Then you got Jarvis Landry out. So you're not going to be able to run the football effectively. Baker Mayfield's not going to be able to play action effectively. Their defense is not even non-existent. They're not even good. The Houston Texans did expose that defense a little bit. Now it's not showing up consistently. And due to the Bengals getting better, that's a great young football team. And due to the Ravens is probably the best division, probably the best team in that division right now. In Pittsburgh, who's pretty streaky team in that division, even though they in last place. It's a divisional game. It can be tough, whether if it's going to Pittsburgh or are they playing Cleveland. I think that's why I say Cleveland is somewhat in trouble because of the injury scenario, and the division is getting tougher and tougher.
I got a question for you though. Are you picking the Cleveland Browns to beat the Denver Broncos on Thursday night?
No.
I got the Broncos. I picked the Broncos.
No, not.
Y'all really picking the Broncos after losing 3 straight?
Yeah, I'm picking the Broncos over a beat up Cleveland team. Yes,
a beat up offensive Cleveland team where Teddy Bridgewater is not that great of a quarterback. They still a good. Don't forget, they still a good defense on Cleveland.
No, I don't think the Cleveland defense
Cleveland
is very good.
Cleveland would have 3.5 sacks against Teddy Bridgewater in that offensive line. That's my bold prediction, but hey,
we'll find out. We'll find out. I don't think the Cleveland defense is very good. That Cleveland defense is not very good.
So, should Seattle hit up Cam Newton?
No.
I mean, it's just like, well, I mean, I get it. Russell Wilson's
a distraction, bro. He's a distraction. His fucking cone head of a hat is a distraction.
No, it's just wears fashions as a distraction.
I mean, he doesn't want to be a backup. He doesn't want to be a backup. That's
he wouldn't be a backup if he came to Seattle.
Yes, that's the problem. He doesn't want to be a backup to anybody. He doesn't want to accept a backup role. So that's why I feel like he's gonna be, like Coach Spotlight said, he's gonna be a distraction. Just leave him where he at. I know Geno Smith is not gonna cut it. Is not gonna get the job done. And Seattle may be in a little trouble than what people think. I know they're gonna. It depends on the deadline when Russell Wilson is coming back. But Geno Smith is not gonna cut it. Tyler Lockett didn't look too happy. He didn't get a lot of touches the other night. Alex Collins is a very good running back.
Just injury prone. That's the problem.
Yes, you definitely agree with that. And they was able to get some offense going on Sunday night. Built to that running game, not the passing game. Tyler Lockett didn't even get involved in the game. DK Metcalf almost had a fumble that pretty much cost him. Instead of stepping out of bounds, the guy punches the ball a lot. And thank God for Freddie Swing from saving that ball. And then in overtime, when Seattle did have a chance, Geno Smith running and Watt wrecked the whole game for the Seattle Seahawks. He was a man on a mission in that game. I got to give it to TJ Watt. He wrecked the whole Seattle offensive football game for them and able to punch that ball a lot to give the Seattle Seahawks a victory. I think Seattle may be in trouble. It just depends on when Russell Wilson comes back, but I don't think Geno Smith is going to get the job done. I don't really have too much faith in Geno.
They already saying that Russell is, with his progression already bending wise, his fist. They already said he's progress in there, and I'm just like, what you Wolverine? Like you're healing super fast, so you may see Russell come back within the next couple of weeks. We'll see how they go. But he was out there in the pregame. I don't know if y'all seen that, talking to himself, going through pregame possession. That's crazy.
See, my thing is this though. People can say what they want about Geno Smith, but Geno Smith got them back in the game in the second half. He got them back in the game in the second half. He might not cut it, but you got to give him respect for Sunday night. Like he forced his team to get into overtime against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought this was going to be a landslide of a beating. I thought that they was going to come up and not score any points. But Geno Smith, he moved that team down the field. And understand Tyler Lockett was not at his best, but he did. But Geno Smith did what he was supposed to do and get them in position to get into overtime. It's just that TJ Watt was just dominant. It was just dominant. He didn't see TJ Watt coming, and it was a forced fumble. So, I mean, I kind of felt bad for Geno because he put them in a great position to win the game. But at the same time, is TJ Watt.
Yeah, so, I can't really say Geno. I can say that running game was a big part of the reason why Seattle got back in that football game, because they came out in the second half and they were running the football. Alex Collins and that offensive line was really blocking. I didn't see too much of Geno. I got to give a big credit to the Seattle's running game. Probably got them back in the football game, and Pittsburgh start figuring them out at the end of figuring out late in the game. They start figuring out and stopping Alex Collins. Then that's what TJ Watt started wrecking the game when Seattle when they couldn't run the football anymore. I got to give big ups to that running game. I can't say Geno Smith was probably the reason why. I got to give a big credit to that offensive line and Alex Collins being able to run the football was probably got him back in that game for what I saw.
I mean, I don't know. See, Seattle without no Russell Wilson is like having no milk with no cereal. Like Russell Wilson is Seattle. Like he makes that offense click. He knows how to make it work. And yeah, they're gonna be in trouble without him for a while. Are they gonna be in playoff contention? No. What they need to work on the offseason, got to get Russell a line. Russell's still running for his dang on life. Some players on the defense, definitely Seattle can definitely go back into that playoff contention, but just not right now. Maybe get another backup because I forgot Geno was still in the damn league. I'm like, oh, he's I did not know he was in Seattle. See how much I pay attention. I did not know that. I thought he was gone. And
dude, I thought he retired. Like it's just like, and that's the good point too. It's just like, yeah, look, see, and this is Russell Wilson is pretty much he's the glue that makes that offense go. Like he can make if he was still healthy, Tyler Lockett would this game would have been different if if Wilson never got hurt.
Right.
Metcalf would have never almost fumbled the football. Tyler Lockett would have had a lot more touches. But like you said, Keith, in the offseason, you got to straighten up that O-line just a tad. And then you need to really have to tinker up that defense, because I know the defense is the weakness for the Seattle Seahawks. But I think if you can do that, they could probably hopefully be what they were, let's say 2014, 2015, where they still had be in playoff contention.
Should have had 2 Super Bowls.
Exactly. Lord have mercy. God, that so really annoys me.
But yeah, running the football with no beast mode.
That annoys the little crap out of me. It's like you got to freaking beat Marshawn Lynch. It's like you're that close to the goddamn goal line. It's like run the football.
No, you sound like Nick Sirianni. Run the dang ball. Well, we're gonna play a little Fact or Fiction. It was our favorite segment here. Fact or Fiction, and the Chiefs will be fine.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go fact. I'm gonna go fiction. I'm not gonna rule the Kansas City Chiefs out. I'm not gonna just actually rule them out. No, they have a bad defense. I think that offense will get going at some point. I still got faith in the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna say that. I think they're gonna be fine. I'm gonna go with fact with this too. And look, despite having a crappy defense, but they know how to put up points on the offensive side. I mean,
Pat Mahomes is probably you're pretty much the face of that franchise. And I mean, you got you got Watkins or Sammy Watkins. I don't even know, but you still
Sammy
have
Watkins not there anymore.
He went Baltimore.
What the fuck's his name? That he was unstoppable against us.
Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek
Hill,
like because
Kelsey, Hardman.
Because it's not just and that's the thing too. Like they got some good offensive weapons that Pat Mahomes can use at his disposal, and obviously Pat Mahomes can make some of the most ridiculous throws that no other quarterback can make. But I mean, do I think? I mean, they're still in playoff contention. I mean, obviously, like Donte said, if the offense can get going at the right time, who knows how dangerous the Kansas City can be offensively. But I'm going to go with fact for the Kansas City Chiefs because they're going to find a way to crawl back into the playoff picture.
This is my thing, and I'm not saying this as just being a rival of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the league has caught on to what the Kansas City Chiefs can do offensively. They have caught on and they have made adjustments, and now they're not this unstoppable offense. Tyreek Hill is just a burner. He's not to me. Yes, he does make some great catches, but I just don't think I don't think he's a top 5 receiver in this league. I just don't think so, and that's just my personal opinion. My thing is this: they caught on to how to defend Travis Kelce. They caught on to how to defend Tyreek Hill. Now you have to let others beat you. Mind you, no Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's on IR. So this defense, it doesn't matter how many points you can put up in a game. If your defense can't stop and they're 32nd in the league in defense, it's a fiction for me. It's fiction. I just don't believe in what Kansas City could do because people are catching on like these no-look throws and trying to be pretty and all that stuff. No, these teams are starting to smash you and hit you in the mouth. And Mahomes is running for his life again, even though they put all that money into their offensive line. I just think fiction. I just don't think if they do make the playoffs, it will be a wild card. It won't be they'll be winning the division. I don't see them winning the AFC West.
I'm gonna say what am I gonna say? Fact or fiction? No, I'm gonna go fiction. Like I don't think that they like you said they gonna get a wild card at best. They defense is suspect, and they do play Tennessee next week. This week coming up, so I can only imagine what Derrick Henry's going to do. Again, they got that offense, but I think Tennessee can put up points as well. So, but I think they're going to be a wild card at best this year. Mahomes has more interceptions right now than he did all season last year. As of right now, I think he has like 6 or 7 right now. It's just not looking for me.
He has 6 going into Washington football team. He threw 2 in the Washington football team, so he has 8.
All last season, he had 6. He has 8 so far this season. Like it's like you said, the league's caught on to the Chiefs. I don't think that if they might make it into as a wild card, but I don't know. The Chiefs might be on the outside looking in for their first time this in the last 3 seasons. So I think they on the outside looking in. So I think they in the room for panic as well. I know they got their
you got to think about it too. Look at their record against good teams. They barely beat good teams this year.
Chiefs need an all new defensive scheme. They just need a new defense. They just need some pieces over there in that defense. They'll be okay. They've been sliding because of their offense, but now their offense is getting a little suspect, and the defense is coming back to haunt them now. So,
I've been saying this for years. I said once they catch up to the Kansas City Chiefs offense, then we're going to see how suspect they really are.
So, fact or fiction, the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL.
Are the Cardinals the best team in the NFL?
Correct.
Absolutely.
I go facts.
That's definitely a fact. They are the best team in the NFL. I don't care what y'all say about the Rams. I don't care what y'all say about Baltimore. I don't care what y'all say about all these teams that got 1 loss. This team is still undefeated, and they're beating teams convincingly, and they're beating teams with Kyler Murray, and this defense is playing well. It's definitely a fact. They are the best team in the NFL going into week 7. That's a fact.
I'm definitely just like when I said about the Rams. when we all felt like they were the best team in the NFL at that point. I gotta agree. I gotta go with fact. They're the best team right now. They're undefeated. They're not just winning games. They're stomping on these teams. They're stomping everybody into the ground. And I'll say again, Kyler Murray's having a great season. When you got guys like DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green looks happy over there, looks rejuvenated right now. Had another touchdown last weekend. DeAndre Hopkins had another two of them. Zach Ertz coming in there. You got James Conner is running the ball pretty effectively. This defense has been very competitive. And I'm gonna have to say fact again, just the same why I thought that the Rams were the best team at that time when they beat Tampa Bay. Now they beat the Rams convincingly in LA. They beat them convincingly. So Arizona is the best team right now. That is a fact. They're the best team right now.
I'm going to go fact as well because I think this team they're stacked on both sides of the football. And what I made this point too. Like there are like some coaches, some college coaches may not work out in the NFL, but for some reason, but Cliff Kingsbury always found a way to have success out there in Arizona. Like Donte said, you got Kyler Murray, probably want to have his better season of his young career. You got J.J. Watt on the defensive end. You know, now you got Zach Ertz coming in, which sucks, but I mean, good luck out to him out there in Arizona. But you got D-Hop, AJ Green, look like he's coming back to what he once used to be. I mean, D-Hop still a good receiver. But overall, I mean, this team is just stacked. I mean, obviously, like they're just stomping out some good teams. Like, I think this team could. I noticed. I made this may sound a stretch, but I think they may win the division. In my honest opinion, if they're going to keep beating teams convincingly like this.
I'm gonna definitely go fact as well. Again, they was just a tight end away. They didn't have a real tight end, and they got one in Zach Ertz. We all know what Zach Ertz is capable of doing. Again, he got the receivers around him. Again, don't forget about Christian Kirk. The rookie was the Rondell, was it Moore? They got him as well. James Conner needed the new change of scenery over from Pittsburgh. He's running well. Kyler Murray. And then don't forget about the defensive side of the ball. Still got Buda Baker, got Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. Whatever Kingsbury did in the offseason with that team, he definitely turned it around. Well, I think they stay undefeated forever. Of course not. Somebody's going to lose to them. Somebody's going to beat them. But as of right now, it's fact that the Cardinals are the best team.
And when you look at the schedule and the games they played, these are not bad teams. These are all contention teams. Some of contention teams that they beat it up on. Like the Rams, you think of Tennessee, they beat up on. You think of who else Cleveland last year, how they were. These are pretty decent teams that they beat it up on, that they handled pretty well. So these teams that they beat it up on, not no slouch. They were pretty decent teams, pretty respectable teams.
All right, so Tua is not Miami's answer at QB. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And
that's tough to say.
I'm gonna say fiction. I would say fiction is just because they don't have an offensive line for Tua. They don't really have a good running. I mean, they have a good running back, but they don't have a running back that they can rely on. The receiving core is a disappointment for the Miami Dolphins, and his defense can't help him. I just feel like if you look at the reason why he had those ribs injury, because his offensive line didn't block and he took a shot. I just feel like Tua needs to be in a place where, or they need to build around him. I won't give up on him just yet because, I mean, he took the team. They barely almost made the playoffs with Tua last year. They almost made the playoffs with Tua, with winning 10 games. Even though that Fitzpatrick was in the mix with that too, but he was still a part of that, quarterback situation. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say fiction just yet. No, I'm not going to say fact. I don't know which one, fact or fiction. Shit. I'm just going to say right now, I just don't give up on Tua.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I was gonna say the same thing actually. I just want to give this guy a little more time. I was thinking when the pieces that they got in the offseason, like Will Fuller, but you know he couldn't stay healthy. He's having problems staying on the damn field. God known that when he was in Houston, he can't stay on the field. The offensive line is not good. The defense is not doing too well. They've been getting gashed a lot lately. He's got an okay running game, but not a great running game. And right now, this offensive line is getting beaten up on. They're not giving Tua a chance. You can hear his name in trade rumors, seeming like they trying to give up on him. They're trying to give up on him already. I mean, the man hasn't had a chance, really a fair chance. I want to see this guy get get an opportunity. Get an opportunity. I mean, Jalen Waddle has been a disappointment. Devontae Parker has been in and out, been inconsistent. Fuller just can't stay on the field. And I just don't think Tua has a chance. I just don't think he have too much of a chance. I want to give Tua a little more time, like Coach Spotlight said.
Yeah, I'm definitely go fiction. I don't think you should give up on Tua. Put some pieces around him. You know, you got Jalen Waddle. He's gonna be up and coming receiver. Mike Gesicki is a good tight end for them. Gaskins is a good running back. I feel like you give him some more pieces, Tua will be fine. I don't think you should give up on him, so I'm gonna go fiction there.
Yeah, I'm going to go fiction as well because look, Tua, still young. Like with Key, Coach Spotlight and Coach Donte. Look, give this kid some more time because there is potential with Tua. The fact that the Dolphins are trying, or like there's like trade rumors like, oh, they're going to give up on him. I see. I don't want the Dolphins to give up on him because you got Jalen Waddle, like Key said, up and comer. But this entire team, that the way that they're built is so suspect. It's like nobody, like the defense is getting burned. The offensive line cannot hold up. And Fuller can't stay healthy for his life. It's like, it's a shame that the fact that, Tua's is really getting trashed out there in Miami. Just get the right pieces you need around him. And I think this team can really be successful under Tua when given to give him more time.
They showed flashes last year, and we thought that this year definitely will be better. Again, like I said, give them pieces around them. They'll definitely be better. Even though we got that first round pick from them, but it's okay. Fact or fiction? This NFC East race is over.
Fact of the NFC, say it again.
NFC East race is over. Pretty much, does Dallas have this division, or are they gonna fold?
That's very tough to call right now.
That is very tough.
I was gonna say that.
It's tough. I mean, right now you can say Dallas.
Yeah,
but you gotta. We have to come back to this question.
Yeah,
at least by week 10 or week 12, we gotta come back to this question.
Yeah,
this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. Right now, the way it's Dallas looks like they are the best talented team in the division. It looks right now, but in the middle of Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's when they're start having it. They're gonna find a way.
Keep saying that because we played them on Thanksgiving.
And that's what I'm saying. They're gonna find a way. They already got a dude for a DWI. What's his name? Kersey, or KZ, whatever his name. He on the DWI. So this is the time they may start falling. The Eagles, we can't run the football. The offensive line got beat up against Tampa Bay. I mean, who is that on the edge that me and Keith looked at consistently get beat by Shaquille Barrett? That was
Dillard. It was Andre
Dillard.
Oh my God, he got beat like he stole some on that end. He got beat like he stole some. Singletary get treated like a damn rad dog, getting ran over by Leonard Fournette consistently. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles don't have the answers. The Giants are a laughing stock. The Washington football team secondary is trash. They're getting exposed to death. If that defensive line can't get to the quarterback, that secondary is not holding up. So again, it's questions in the division. It looks like Dallas got a whole other division, but I'm willing to hold that off a little bit and come back in probably week 10 or something like Coach Spotlight said.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
willing to give Dallas that chance right now.
And luckily they got a bye this week because Dak came up limping. He hurt his calf, so we gotta watch out for Dak. You know, if Dak goes down again, it's over for Dallas.
Because I don't think Dallas even have a solid backup, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no. Dallas probably will be calling Cam if that happens.
Right.
But then again, knowing Dallas, they're in cap hell because of the contracts that Jerry's been spending to resign the players that they get. They're like resign Amari Cooper and all these players to large contracts. So they're going to be tight on money.
And last for fact or fiction, is Lamar Jackson playing better than his 2019 MVP season?
Oh boy,
I wouldn't say that yet either. I mean,
that's tough.
I can say when it comes to passing the football, he is. I can say that much. But as far as his running ability, they're catching on to that and is making him throw. So that's making him a better quarterback by throwing the football. Now, do I say better than his 2019 season? I'm not too sure. I really got to look at. We got to wait till the end of the season comes, because if his passing yards is up there, I would say yes. But as of right now, probably not. I wouldn't say he's playing good. He's playing phenomenal football week to week. We just got to see it, once he gets into those week 13s, those week 14s of those type of things. So I say fiction right now. For right now.
I'm gonna be holding off on that question. I'm not gonna give neither answer on that part because again, I'm tired of people saying the guy can't throw. He just inconsistent in throwing. He's just doesn't throw the deep ball pretty well. Yeah, it's his throwing motion. He doesn't throw the deep ball pretty well as consistently. But to say the guy can't throw, the guy's made some good throws in this season. Again, the Detroit Lions, the throw that he had to make, that beautiful throw to Sammy Watkins that got Tucker the field goal, the 66-yard field goal. That was a great throw. The throw last week against the Chargers, that was a pretty decent throw. But to say the man cannot throw at all, that's just a blasphemous comment. Like I said, he just has inconsistencies in throwing the football. I'm not going to say the man can't throw, but I'm going to hold off on that answer because the man was an MVP candidate. He was MVP, and it's showing signs that the man can make some throws. He just can't throw them as consistently as he should. That everybody want him to throw.
I'm going to go with
Marquise Brown to catch some balls because half them balls that Lamar be throwing to him be right there and he drops them.
Exactly, I'm going to have to go with fiction because despite it's too early to say. But the fact that some of the defense is catching on about him running, and look, if he can be more consistent with his throws, I mean, he's good. Like you got two good weapons right there. I mean, he's good with the running game when the time needs to call for it. But the fact, and like Donte said, the fact that you're saying, this guy can't throw, but you can. I mean, he has the ability to use the deep ball, but the problem is, he's not doing it on a consistent basis where like a perfect deep ball, like he can drop that like almost 100% of the time, no matter if it's Hollywood Brown, Sammy Watkins. Like I think right now, I say wait till the end of the season, say around like 14. I say wait between like 14 and 15 and see how the numbers show. If they show that he's done with better passing yards, then right now we can say fact. But right now, my answer is fiction at this very moment.
Yeah, sounds about right for me.
I can definitely say he's throwing more. Last year it was just him taking off. Now he's actually looking through his progression and his reads before he takes off. But I understand he got a running back by committee, the Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman. Like I understand he got those guys. He's throwing to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been balling the last couple games. But I think it's too early to tell, like I said. Just wait later on in the season. We'll see. Probably come back to these questions. Is Dallas the real deal in the East? Is Lamar, up to his MVP season? But if y'all had to pick an MVP right now, who would it be?
Oh,
What in the NFL?
Mhm.
It'll be Derrick Henry.
I was about, yeah, Derrick
No
Henry.
doubt
It'll
about
be
it. No
Derrick
doubt about
Henry.
it. No
And I
doubt
think
about it.
I think by a landslide, even though Tom Brady is playing up to his department, it's just insane how a 40-year-old man could throw 2,000 passes yards in 6
Exactly.
weeks. That's just insane, bro. Like what they're putting in his food, like what they put in the water in Tampa Bay. Like I'm just trying to figure it out, like how this 40-year-old man can still do the things that he does. Like I don't know. That's what happens when you're a spokesman for us.
When you seeing him like that and and stepping up in a pocket sometime with pressure coming up and without even hesitate, it just makes you feel like he can go until he's 45, like you said. That make it feel like that.
And
Exactly,
I
and not to
think
mention-
right now, Derrick Henry is the most is the MVP right now through 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, probably one of probably the number one best running back in all the NFL. Like Donte said, he's he's the king of the mountain, basically. He's called King Henry for a reason, man. Like the guy's a human Chico with sliders up, like you play on Madden. It makes people eats people up for dinner, like with the stiff arms. It's like you can't stop Derrick Henry. I mean, I know somebody will, but I don't think at this point
You playing him on all Madden, and you still gotta turn it. Just like how, like
I mean,
Fournette and Henry compete for MVP. No way.
I think
it comes part of the time where you know this guy is getting the ball, and it's just you still can't stop him when you know he's gonna get the football. You know, in a 4th and 1, in a 3rd and 1, when they need a first down, you know he's gonna get the football. You got the line stacked and everything. You got everything you need to throw at him, but it's him. It's Derrick Henry. I mean, this guy is about 1,000 overall on Madden and on the field right now. I mean, the guy's just unstoppable. He's really the team carrier. He's literally the team carrier right now. Yeah, yes, you got Brown. Yes, you got Julio Jones, but everything it starts with Derrick Henry. When he's running the football, Ryan Tannehill doesn't have to do much. You don't have to worry about throwing to AJ Brown. You don't have to worry about throwing too much to Julio Jones when you got Derrick Henry.
This is a fact.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I can say this right now. I'm gonna cam up for this because this LeBron James, bro.
Oh boy,
this guy is fly. When he came into the Staples Center, I don't know if y'all saw it on his Instagram or whatever, but let me cam up for this.
Go ahead, cam up, coach.
Let me cam up for this. I'm looking at this and I'm like, God, yo, he looks good. Like that boy is fly with the Prada shoes and the suit.
Is that Westbrook?
Huh?
He got the skinny jeans.
That's LeBron James.
That's LeBron.
You dropped a lot of weight the off season.
Yes, you can tell that he's very lean. Like that's crazy. But I'm getting back down because my hair looks a hot mess.
Yeah, he got.
I'm looking like Don King
all that. Talking about Derrick Henry or Justin Tucker for MVP.
You got Leonard Fournette. You got Leonard Fournette.
Listen, I can't lie. That damn kick in Detroit. I'm sorry. That could validate him for being an MVP. Shit.
The first kicker ever.
I mean, Fournette is up there. Fournette can compete for MVP because he looks good with Tampa Bay, but I still think Derrick Henry is still ahead of every running back in the league.
Exactly.
He's the head of the table, and we will acknowledge him.
Oh. And not to mention, like he's probably, I think at this point, he's going to be on pace to break over 1,000 yards at the end of the year.
Do you think it's possible he'll break ED's record if he keeps going this way?
I think he could.
If he do what?
I think he could.
If he keeps on this pace, do you think he'll break? ED's record, Eric Dickerson?
I think so.
I think he could. I think he could do it. I definitely 2,000 yards. Hell yeah, I think he could do it.
Because Jamal Lewis was 3 yards short of breaking that record, and that's how close it's been. That's how close it's been to somebody else. I think AP attempted the 1 year.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry definitely can do it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fact that this guy's getting over 100 yards for the amount of carries he's getting is like he's probably going to. I say he's probably going to at least get close or break it by the end of the year. That's kind of where I'm. That's my prediction right now. I say by the end of the year he's gonna. I think he's gonna break it because the amount of like carries.
He gets 25 carries almost a game and up to 20
exactly
carries.
Like
so
like 25
get a lot. Yeah,
like 25. 25 plus carries and 100 plus yards. Especially through the 7 weeks. Like the fact that he's getting like more than 25. It's like. I mean, he's already stacking up the yardage like it's not even funny.
And plus, he broke that 76-yarder to the house last night.
If I'm the Tennessee Titans, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
Please don't.
I mean, if you see, it makes Ryan Tannehill's job so much easier as a quarterback.
Don't sleep on Tannehill. He got some legs now. He'll run if need be.
Exactly.
The white boy can run.
Tannehill. We're going to cut it here, guys. That was the 7,200 seconds podcast show for the night. Appreciate D for coming on. Robert for hopping in. Of course, we had to roast Ben Simmons for a good hour or so. But no, the Sixers are going to look great. The Sixers are going to be good tomorrow. We'll see how they do tomorrow night against the Pelicans, their opener. We're going to see how they're going to space the floor. And it's going to look so amazing. Spacing the floor. Joel Embiid is going to be where he needs to be in the paint. We're going to have the ball handlers bring the ball up the floor. We're going to see how this all
better half court.
They're going to be like, Ben who? Ben how? So
exactly. And they can't wait to go live with Yuki on Friday night against the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that game.
Interesting game.
But make sure y'all come back here tomorrow for the fadeaway podcast. I'm sure we're going to talk about Ben again. Jesus Christ.
We're going to recap the Bucks game, recap the Warriors and Lakers game, talk about the matchups in today's games at that as well. Thursday, I'm sorry, Kia. I know we were supposed to do the show tomorrow for me and you, but I have to move it to Thursday because I forgot about the Fadeaway podcast.
No, you did.
But Thursday, me and Key will be on my channel, probably her channel too, where we be doing Eagles versus Raiders matchup week 7. And Friday, I have another one with Philadelphia Eagles YouTuber Lord Brunson. I have one with him on Friday. And then me and Donte, we have to talk about college football. If we want to do college football on Saturday,
let's do it.
I mean, it really depends on the games,
don't forget about Jake. Jake's going to be up here for some MLB.
On Thursday as well, right?
We all know. I'm waiting for Jake to get a good call because I'm going to scream a shot. I'm going to scream record it if it's a good one. So we don't want to miss that, especially World Series time. Again, that's all Jake. He got you with the play-by-play. One of the best we got here at MLB here on the network. Don't forget about the memberships. Go tune into the memberships. We got a bronze and a silver package. You don't want to miss that. Got a lot of content. Make sure y'all check out the merch. And again, appreciate Robert for coming up here from the Philly Sports Podcast. Y'all all know Coach Donte. Y'all all know D from the Spotlight Raiders Sports Talk and the network. I appreciate everyone who was watching, whether it was YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We was all out of here. We was on here. We see y'all next Tuesday.
I'm done live streaming for the night. Don't ask me for nothing else. No live streams today. I'm done.
And we are out of here. And again, I appreciate everyone who was watching. Stay safe, y'all. We see y'all in another video. Peace.